Kia koto. Welcome to, well, I'm phrasing Sleepy Saturday. I've had a slow start today, which has been rather lovely. So welcome to this practice. Today I'm offering a practice that will have some kind of um, fluid movement, and then a longer period of resting. Um, Sometimes in yoga we call it yoga nidra. Sometimes meditators call it 61 point meditation. It's an extended version of what I um, offer anyway. And what I'm suggesting is maybe making sure you've got a rug, perhaps some cushions. And when we move into that resting form, um, finding a way that you might be comfortable, and I will offer a couple of visual cues for different ways of resting with cushions and so forth. So finding a way to be comfortable for perhaps about 15 minutes. So I've almost lost count of the days. Day 9. And I see the sun shining and the sky's blue. So that's kind of lovely. When you're ready to start, I'm going to offer the fluid movement via chair first, because we will kind of repeat the same movement over a couple of times, so maybe over about 15 minutes. So I'll offer it initially via a chair, and then I will offer it standing. Got a little list here, so in case I forget where I'm going. No Alzheimer's exercises today for me. So finding, I'm obviously a little bit early, or my clock's a little bit late. I've just heard a chime. So finding a way to sit, maybe forward in your chair or further back, that's useful for you. Or perhaps moving into your expression of standing mountain. So finding a way to sit or stand, if you like, moving into your expression of seated or standing mountain. Maybe bringing your torso up straight, perhaps bringing your head to balance on your shoulders, and if you like, taking a breath. Then in your own time, maybe raising and lowering your arms, maybe lifting and lowering. Knowing how much you lift and lower is up to you. So maybe lifting and lowering. You might feel sensations in your arms, and you might feel nothing at all. And it's quite normal not to feel sensation. Then in your own time, maybe bringing your elbows to your ankles or your hands to your knees, and possibly leaning forward. So maybe leaning forward and breathing. Then if you like, moving to upright and possibly leaning forward, folding forward. And breathing. Then if you like, moving into a lunge, maybe dropping your knee to your side and breathing. If you like, holding that, maybe for a couple of minutes, maybe as long as you like. And then in your own time, moving to resting or child. So maybe leaning forward and breathing. When you're ready, you may like to switch. Actually, I wasn't going to do that. I was going to go back and maybe moving from leaning forward and moving to upright. And if you like, raising and lowering your arms, maybe lifting and lowering. And in your own time, perhaps leaning forward. If you like, taking a breath. So maybe leaning forward, like moving in and out of the form. Knowing you don't have to do what I say, you're welcome to explore any other form you wish. Perhaps leaning forward, and in your own time, coming back to your expression of seated or standing mountain, maybe raising your arms, and perhaps moving to your side. Maybe exploring a lunge, arranging your arms in whatever way you like, and breathing. And in your own time, finding your way back to neutral, and perhaps leaning forward, perhaps moving into child form, and breathing. Then if you like, raising your arms and perhaps moving back into your expression of seated or standing mountain. So if you're standing, I'll offer this form standing now. It's a little bit different, but very, very similar. And we'll probably do 2 rounds of this. So maybe finding your expression of standing mountain, finding your stability, maybe moving your feet, perhaps bringing your torso over your ankles and arranging your head on your shoulders. Then if you like, lifting and lowering your arms. Maybe moving your arms. If you're on a chair, you're welcome to repeat. Maybe lifting and lowering your arms. Then in your own time, maybe bringing your knees, your elbows to your knees, and if you like, folding forward and breathing. So maybe folding forward and breathing. At any time, you can move in and out of your form. Finding your way to upright. And if you like, bringing your hands to the ground, maybe dropping your knee, perhaps exploring your lunge and breathing. Noticing your breath is with you. It ebbs and flows, comes and goes, and it's always there. Interested, bring your awareness to notice where you make contact with the ground and arranging your arms in a way that works for you. In your own time, maybe stepping back into child form. If you're in a chair, maybe leaning forward and breathing. Then if you like, moving to all fours, possibly tucking your toes and maybe lifting your torso and breathing. Maybe lifting and lowering. And in your own time, perhaps walking your feet towards your hands and finding your way back to upright, and maybe repeating this on your other side. So if you like, lifting and lowering your arms. You might feel sensation in your shoulders. If you're interested, you could coordinate your breathing with your movement. Maybe breathing in as you move in one direction, perhaps breathing out as you move in the opposite direction. In your own time, maybe folding forward, perhaps bringing your hands to your knees, or maybe your elbows, and breathing. So if you like, leaning forward and breathing, knowing that at any time you can move in and out of your form. Possibly leaning forward. Maybe raising your arms, maybe leaning forward if you like, bringing your hands to the ground and perhaps stepping back with your opposite foot, maybe moving to explore your expression of a lunge. And breathing. So maybe exploring a lunge, arranging your arms in whatever way is useful for you. And breathing. When you're ready, perhaps moving back into child form, maybe sitting back on your ankles. If you like, moving to rest your forehead on your hands. And breathing. So maybe in child, then if you like, moving into what we sometimes call a downward dog, maybe tucking your toes, perhaps lifting your torso, maybe lifting and lowering. Noticing your breath is with you. And then in your own time, finding your way back to upright. So that's kind of a sequence, and I'm going to offer that again. So if you like, either seated or standing, finding your expression of seated or standing mountain, maybe bringing your torso in line with your ankles, finding your stability and breathing. Perhaps noticing your breath is with you. If you like, raising and lowering your arms, knowing how much, how fast, or how you raise and lower is up to you. So maybe moving your arms. In your own time, you may like to move to bringing your elbows or your hands to your knees and perhaps leaning forward. And breathing. Knowing at any time you can move in and out of the form, so maybe leaning forward and breathing. When you're ready, maybe raising your arms, maybe moving to upright, perhaps folding forward, bringing your hands to the ground, and maybe stepping your opposite foot back in a lunge. If you like, having your hands on your knees, or hands on the floor, finding what's useful for you in breathing. Perhaps exploring a lunge, and knowing that at any time you're welcome to move into another form. There's no requirement to do as I say. So if you like exploring a lunge, and then in your own time, moving into what we sometimes call child form, maybe sitting back on your ankles, perhaps resting your forehead on your hands, or if you like, maybe extending your arms and breathing. If you like, finding your way into your expression of downward dog, so maybe lifting, or perhaps lifting and lowering, or maybe lifting your arms if you're in a chair, and breathing, maybe exploring your expression of downward dog, and in your own time, finding your way to upright. If you're interested, maybe lifting and lowering your arms. Maybe moving your arms and breathing. So if you wanted, you could synchronize your breathing with your movement. Maybe breathing in as you move in one direction and breathing out as you move in the other. In your own time, you may like to move to folding forward. Maybe bringing your hands to your legs or your elbows to your knees. Knowing you're always welcome to move in your forward fold. At any time, you can move in and out of your fold. If you like being guided by your body, maybe moving to upright, perhaps raising your arms, and if you like, bringing your hands to the ground and maybe dropping your knee and exploring your lunge on the opposite side. On your opposite side, maybe exploring your lunge and breathing. Noticing your breath is with you, ebbs and flows, comes and goes, and it's always there. Perhaps exploring your lunge, and then in your own time, finding your way to child form, and breathing. You like bringing your hands out in front, maybe to all fours. If you like, tucking your toes, lifting your torso, and breathing. Maybe lifting and lowering. Maybe moving your heels. And in your own time, maybe bringing your knees to the ground, maybe moving into child form. Then for the next part of your practice, maybe finding your way onto your back, maybe moving your knees, and from there we'll move into, or you can move into a resting form. So if you're on your back, perhaps taking a moment to move your knees, maybe bringing your hands around your knees, maybe lifting your feet off the ground, maybe moving your knees. And if you're moving your knees, you might feel a change in pressure or a change in sensation where you make contact with the ground. And that's a possibility. Always knowing it's quite normal not to feel sensation. So if you're seated, you might like to find a way to allow your arms to rest, maybe using a cushion, and maybe for your knees to feel supported. If you're in a chair, maybe having some support under your feet. So these are all options. If you're on your back, what you may like to do is perhaps have a cushion under your heels, maybe a bolster or a cushion under your knees. If you like lying down, perhaps with a pillow under your head. If you like covering yourself with a blanket, this could be a resting form where you feel supported. If you're on your side, if you're lying on your side, what you may like to do is bring a cushion under your upper leg, maybe a cushion to rest your arm, and an option if you're on your abdomen, maybe having a pillow or a cushion under your abdomen, just working what's right for you. Just noticing where you might need support, maybe under your ankles. Just checking where you feel is a good resting form or a useful resting form for you. Now I'm going to move to seated so that I can offer this practice, and it will go for about 15 minutes. So finding a resting form that is useful for you. Perhaps using a blanket to ensure that you're warm. If you like, taking a breath. And as you breathe out, maybe breathing out like you're breathing out through a straw. It's a choice. As your breath comes again, maybe bringing your awareness to notice where you make contact with the ground or the surface beneath you. Then, if you like, taking a moment to form an intention for this part of the practice. And so when we form an intention, sometimes what you can do is make a brief sentence of something that you want and say it as if it is happening now. So what I might say is, I am well. I am, or it could be I am happy. You have a unique mantra or words that you might want to say. When you've found those, perhaps saying them 3 times to yourself in your head. So in terms of this resting, you are allowed to move. So you're always welcome to move. You're always welcome to take your mind to the part I name, your hand to the part, or moving that part. This is your practice. It's your choice. So when you're ready, maybe bringing your awareness to notice sensation at the back of your head, maybe where you could make contact with the ground. Perhaps the back of your torso, maybe where you make contact with the ground. Perhaps sensation at the back of your legs, maybe where your feet or heels make contact with the ground. Then, if you like, bringing your awareness to notice sensation at your eyebrow center. Sensation in your right eye, your left eye, the tip of your nose, sensation in your right ear, your left ear, your mouth, your neck, your right shoulder, your right elbow, your right wrist, tip of your right hand thumb, tip of the index finger, tip of your right tall finger, tip of your ring finger, and tip of your little finger. Sensation in your right wrist, your right elbow, your right shoulder. Sensation in your neck, your left shoulder, your left elbow, your left wrist, the tip of your left hand thumb, the tip of your left index finger, your tall finger, your ring finger, and your little finger. Sensation in your left wrist, left elbow, left shoulder, your neck. Sensation at your heart center, Aroha. Sensation in your left ribs. Sensation at your heart center, Aroha. Sensation at your left ribs. Sensation at your heart center, Aroha. Sensation in your upper abdomen, your lower abdomen. Sensation in the whole of your hip joint. Sensation in your right knee. Sensation in your right ankle. Sensation in your right foot. Sensation at your right great toe. Sensation in your second toe, your third toe, your fourth toe, and your little toe. Sensation in the whole of your foot. Sensation in your right ankle. Sensation in your right knee. Sensation in the whole of your right hip joint. Sensation in the whole of your leg all together. Sensation in your abdomen. Sensation in your left hip joint. Sensation in your left knee. Sensation in your left ankle. Sensation in your left foot. Your left great toe. Your first toe. Your second toe. Should be the other way round, sorry. Your second toe. Your third left toe. Your fourth left toe. And your little left toe. Sensation in the whole of your foot. Sensation in your left ankle. Sensation in your left knee. Sensation in the whole of your left hip joint. Sensation in the whole of your left leg. Sensation in your lower abdomen. Sensation in your upper abdomen. Sensation at your heart center, Aroha. Sensation in your neck. Sensation in the whole of your right arm, the whole of your right arm all together. Sensation in your neck. Sensation in the whole of your left arm, all of your left arm together. Sensation in your neck. Sensation in your jaw, maybe moving your jaw. Sensation in your mouth, maybe moving your mouth into the shape of a smile, perhaps taking a breath. If you like, sensation at the tip of your nose, sensation at your eyebrow center, sensation in the whole of your body, your entire body, sensation in the whole of your body all together. Now I'm going to offer some silence for perhaps nearly 5 minutes. I'll only ring one chime because I'm hearing the chimes. I notice how loud it comes through. So only one chime. And then an opportunity to close your practice. If you choose to close your practice earlier, you may like to repeat your intention 3 times in your mind before you close your practice. So if you like, sitting, resting in whatever form you're in, or wherever you may be, for about 5 minutes. 1. Tahi. Rua. Rua. 2. Toro. 3. Toro. Fa. 4. Ha. And that is time. I hope you've enjoyed this practice. Oops, I was going to give one chime. I hope this practice has been useful for you. You're welcome to stay longer. This part of yoga, yogic sleep, is a resting for our body at times of stress. So it's a way to relax or reset our bodies. You may like to repeat your intention maybe 3 times in your own mind. Then taking a moment to acknowledge your practice to you, to acknowledge your practice to yourself in whatever way you do that. So thank you for practicing with me. I'm certainly grateful to have this focus. To offer this every day at 12 midday makes me be on my mat every day at 12 midday, which is good for me. So thank you, I'm really grateful, and I will see you tomorrow at 12 midday. Ka kite anō.